The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, Part 7, 10 Reindeer and the Magic Bells. After returning to the Laughing Valley, Claus set to work with even greater diligence than ever before. While he tirelessly carved new toys, the fairies immediately set out to search for the toys that the Agwas had stolen from him. Although the fairies possessed magical powers, they were unable to find the stolen toys. Day after day, the search ended without success. Time was running out relentlessly, and on the morning before Christmas Eve, a quiet worry echoed in Klaus's heart. Would it be possible this time to fulfill all the children's wishes? But that very morning, high in the mountains, the fairies came up with a new and daring idea. They joined hands, smiled at one another, and passed straight through the hard rocks, from which the mountain was formed. Slowly they descended from the highest peak all the way down, so that not even the most secret corner would escape their notice. And indeed, they succeeded. Deep within the mountain, they discovered a hidden cave where the wicked Agwas had concealed all the stolen toys. Each of them gathered as many toys as her tiny hands could carry, and with a joyful laughter, they flew back to Claus. With a grateful heart, Claus filled his sack. That evening, he harnessed Flossie and Glossie. "Tonight we shall travel in a different direction," Claus said with a smile. "To the places where children are still waiting for me. Children I have not yet visited. We must hurry and work with all our strength, for my sack is full of toys, and I can barely hold it to keep them from spilling out." And so, as soon as the moon appeared in the sky, they left the Laughing Valley and set off southward across silent plains and snow-covered hills. Claus stopped at lonely farmsteads, quietly slid down chimneys, and left gifts for the sleeping children. It was a joyful, magical night. The reindeer ran swiftly, and Claus worked tirelessly to delight all the sleeping children. At last, his sack was completely empty, and Claus turned the sleigh toward home. Once again, a quiet race with the dawn began. Flossie and Glossie remembered the earlier warnings well, so they ran as fast as they could. Soon they were back in the Laughing Valley. With joyful leaps, Flossie and Glossie disappeared deep into the forest before the new day had fully dawned. It was Klaus's very first Christmas Eve. Until then, no child had ever known the joy of having a toy of their own. And so, the happiness Claus brought spread into every home. People spoke of him with gratitude and kind words, for they understood that good deeds possess a power greater than great battles or royal commands. Kindness spreads quietly, yet its mark remains in hearts for generations to come. The agreement with Prince Nook changed Klaus's life forever. Since he was allowed to harness the reindeer only once a year, he decided to devote all the other days to making toys and to give them to children all around the world every Christmas Eve. He knew that a year filled with hard work would bring countless gifts, and so he resolved to build new sleigh, larger and sturdier than the old ones, so they could carry joy for all the children of the world. The sleigh were truly beautiful. Klaus painted them in bright, radiant colors, even though he knew that during the quiet night flights almost no one would see them. He did it out of joy, because everything meant to bring happiness should be beautiful. When everything was finished, he sent for Flossie and Glossie to come and see the new sleigh. The reindeer stopped beside them and admired the sleigh, but after a moment they shook their heads seriously. "Well, the sleigh are so big and heavy," said Glossie, "that we wouldn't be able to visit all the distant towns and villages and return to the forest before dawn." Klaus thought at a moment, scratched his beard, and then his eyes lit up. "Then we'll add 2 more reindeer to your team," he decided. Flossie smiled at once. "But Prince Nook allowed you up to 10. Why not use them all? With 10 reindeer, you would fly like lightning." "A team of 10 reindeer," cried Klaus enthusiastically. "That will be wonderful. Go at once into the forest and choose 8 more reindeer, as much like you as possible. And all of you must prepare yourselves well. Eat the plants that give strength, speed, and long life, so that you might be swift as the wind, live long lives, and accompany me on many journeys. Do not forget to bathe in Lake Nars as well. Its waters will give you beautiful coats." Klaus smiled kindly at them and added, "If you carry out everything faithfully, I'm sure that by next Christmas Eve, my 10 reindeer will be the strongest, the fastest, and the most beautiful team that the world has ever seen." As the Christmas Eve drew near, and an enormous number of beautiful gifts were ready, Klaus filled 3 sacks to the brim and packed every corner of the sleigh with toys as well. At dusk, 10 reindeer appeared, and Flossie introduced them all to Klaus. They were all magnificent, with velvety dark eyes and smooth coats of light brown, marked with white spots. Klaus grew fond of them at once. The new harness fit them perfectly, and soon they were all fastened to the sleigh in pairs, with Flossie and Glossie in front. They wore little bells and were so delighted by the music that they kept hopping up and down to make the bells ring. Klaus now sat down in the sleigh, and the 10 reindeer shot forward like the wind. Happy Klaus laughed joyfully as he watched them run. Klaus loved his work with all his heart. He loved the quiet nighttime journeys in the sleigh, the cold air on his cheeks, and the cheerful jingling of the bells that accompanied him through the winter night. And so the years passed, and day after day Klaus lovingly made toys that he delivered to children all over the world on Christmas Eve. But time cannot be stopped. His beard, once golden brown, gradually turned gray until it finally became completely white. His hair turned white as well, and with it came quiet worries. Every mortal eventually reaches the moment when they must leave the world, and it seemed that Klaus's time was drawing near. His faithful reindeer whispered softly among themselves that perhaps this Christmas Eve they were pulling the sleigh for the last time. Yet in the Laughing Valley, nothing was lost just yet. The great master of the forest, the wise Agwa, thought long and hard about how to help Klaus, until at last a thought so great came into his mind that it could change everything. And as we know, when the great Agwa makes up his mind, he never hesitates. What do you think, friends? What plan did the great Agwa come up with? And how is it possible that Santa Claus still brings gifts to children every single Christmas Eve to this very day? I will tell you all about it in the next part of the story, The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. With love, your Panda Millie.